national prices for fuel. Of course, there is the argument about it's not changed. It's only been there for about, it's only gone up for about 5%. But then the cost of fuel cannot be solely pegged to the cost of crude oil, because there is the part on refining, there is the part on storage, and then there is the part on transportation. All those contribute to the eventual price. But we are stuck between the rock and a hard place, because I know as a country we want to be progressive. We are talking about green energy, we are talking about climate change. Those are things that Kenya is actually big on. But you see, the green energy sector is very expensive. That's one thing people don't talk about. I've also seen people throw in proposals about why can't we use our own fuel. We have got oil in the Turkana oil, for example.
Yes.
The cost of actually operationalizing that is so high, and you are not able, for example, to actually put that as a solution for short term, because Kenyans are looking for solutions now. They're not looking at solutions 5-10 years to come. Uganda, for example, discovered oil before us. 20 years ago, Uganda discovered oil. Up to now, they've not really operationalized it. It's not that easy. Tanzania has got quite substantive gas. You don't see that very much reflect, because some of these things, so someone is going to rush to Libya and say, okay, the cost of fuel in Libya is way lower than ours, and they are having a situation of war. What you forget is that Libya has actually been doing a lot of, has been in this business much longer. So there is an infrastructure that actually exists. They are a big oil supplier. So there's so much to talk about when it comes to the cost of living. But I need to flip it to probably a territory that we've been lazy to talk about. Talking about the cost of fuel, we cannot limit it to a function of revenue or the need for revenue, because again, I've seen a push and a conversation around the government is so much interested in revenue. You know, revenue, taxes and levies are actually a response to our economic planning. We need, if we're going to rethink the tax regime, we are going to rethink the revenue structure and everything around that, there is one thing that we must talk about. We need to rethink our economic planning function. That architecture really needs to be thought about, because taxes, people in parliament will only do taxes based on the demands that we put on the table, what we want to spend. So even as we speak about austerity and other measures, we still need to rethink completely how our economic planning outlook really is going to take care of our interests. Because again, these things are going to be there. There might be not so much big change, but taxes are there for specific reasons. You're talking about NTSA, you're going to talk about KENHA, KERA, and everything else. They are funded by these particular taxes and levies.